Hi everyone! Welcome back to my mom's Chinese recipes. It's been a while, we've been really busy, but now we are back and we are going to start off our new recipe series with some fun foods that my mom's been experimenting with. This one is my current favorite, is the Korean gimbari. Gimbari? I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure how to say it, but I call them seaweed spring rolls. Yeah. Basically, it is a really nice gluten-free version of a spring roll. It's made with vermicelli, some vegetable, and of course seaweed. And it's so easy to make, really fun for a family to make together, and you can have them as a lunch, as a picnic snack, or even as a breakfast. So without further ado, let's get started. This is the kind of glass noodles that I buy. Usually you can find them in any Korean grocery store. It's made with sweet potatoes. The first step is to soften and cook the vermicelli noodles. And I'm basically just putting it in some cold water until it comes to a boil. And then you can test it by pinching it with your fingers. There will be no white spot in the center. That is perfectly done. And then we're going to drain it into a colander and very quickly rinse it in some cold water. Not too long, we still want it to be warm. And then I'm just putting it back into the pan, but you can use any mixing container and season it with these 3 ingredients: coconut sugar, soy sauce, and sesame oil. You can also use any normal sweetener of your choice. Now give it a good mix to make sure that all the flavor is well incorporated. I like to snip them so that they're easier to manage later on. Now we're going to cut up our aromatics / vegetables. I'm using a mix of green onions, and carrots. Now we will also need a bit of salt and black pepper. Heat up a wok and add in some oil. And then we're going to add in our aromatics and stir fry until softened and fragrant. Now we're going to season it with our salt and pepper mix. You know it's ready when the onions become slightly translucent and you're going to add in your vermicelli. Keep mixing. Cutting the vermicelli also makes the step slightly easier. And the filling is ready. Make sure you let it cool down a bit before you do the next step. You will get some rice paper as well as Japanese nori sheets. You can find both of these in any large Asian grocery stores like TNT. We are going to make 12 rolls in total. Each sheet will make 2 rolls, so we just need 6 sheets. Cut them in half lengthwise. You will need 12 sheets of rice paper. To prepare them, you're going to soak them in some cold water, but make sure it's fully submerged. And you can take them out after just a couple of seconds because they will continue to soften with the remaining water. You're going to start layering on the filling like this. And then gently roll them up and tuck it in. Make sure you pull it taut and then fold in the edges on the right and left side. If you've seen my spring roll rolling technique before, it's just the same. And you have one. We're going to finish it by wrapping it in a half sheet of nori paper. If you want really uniform aesthetics, you can try to aim to have the length of your roll to be the same as the width of the nori sheet. I'm going to show one more time of how this is made. The main part is to pull here really, really tight and then tuck it in as much as you can. And then try to be mindful of the length right here. And then keep rolling in, remaining a tight but firm pressure. If you pan fry without the nori sheet, it will stick to each other and also explode a little bit. So this is to prevent that from happening, but also to add a nice crunchy exterior. The coolest part about this is that if you let it sit for a couple of minutes, the moisture from the rice paper will make the seaweed stick to it and kind of meld together. The last step is to coat it in a bit of a batter. This is a mix of white rice flour and cornstarch. So you're going to measure out this amount and then mix it all together in a mixing bowl. The texture we're aiming for is kind of thick. If you try to pour it down, it would form a continuous stream all the way down. Now we're going to heat up a pan, ideally non-stick. And then you're going to give it a mix before using it. Coat very quickly the roll in the batter. And then immediately transfer it into the hot pan with the oil. Right now I'm at about a medium-high heat. And then roll them with a pair of chopsticks or tongs. And repeat. Try not to overcrowd your pan. This is the amount that I like to work with at one time. You can see that the batter has crunched up and puffed up really nicely. The trick to making sure that they don't explode is to make sure that even heat is applied to all sides. Now for the crunch test. Look at how beautiful they look. From far away, they almost look like fake food because it just looks so perfect and round. Okay, we're gonna do a taste test. You get a lot of different texture, like the crispiness of the seaweed, the chewiness of the noodles, and you get a lot of umami too from the seaweed outside. It's really, really a fun snack. I think a lot of kids will like these.
This is vegetarian.
Yes, these are also vegetarian. So be sure to check these out and feel free to share with us the photos of your creation on Instagram. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye.